Hey, what's up, Market Moose? Mike from the Moose on the Loose. Welcome to Retirement Friday, where today we're going to focus on, the type of investor that just started to think about managing their own money right before retirement. And this is a key moment. A lot of people, and it's probably your case, started to amass like a good nest egg, and then you're just thinking, yeah, well, my advisor is not really supporting me. I feel like I'm paying fees for nothing, and I'm growing an interest into managing my portfolio, especially now that I'm getting closer to retirement. I want to feel that I have my two ends on the wheel. That totally makes sense. But then you're gonna say, well, all right, so I quit my, I fire my financial advisor. I open a brokerage account. I get this big chunk of money coming in. And now what? Like, what do I do? Like, I need income. I need to protect my portfolio. I don't want to lose money. And I want to make sure that I enjoy my retirement. So what's the first step, and how can I apply a real strategy here so I make sure that I understand what I'm doing? And I totally get that. It's stressful because first you're thinking you're going to retire in a few years. You have to shift your mindset between, oh, I'm adding capital, and at one point you will have to withdraw some capital. And I know the first reflex will be, but Mike, I don't want to touch my capital at all. I just want to live off the income that my portfolio produces. And that's fine. For some people, you're going to be able to do it. For some others, you won't. But I would ask that first question before we get into the topic of the day is, why would you not want to touch your capital? I know you're going to feel a lot better about that, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table that you're not going to be able to use and to enjoy. And probably that if you want to leave that for your children or grandchildren, they're going to get that money way after they needed it, really. I mean, I'm thinking about my situation where my children are like either teenagers or young adults. Well, they need the money right now, like to buy a house, to grow their career, and to build their family. If I pass away at the age of 85 and they inherit from me, like, I don't know, like $500,000 each, like let's put it like a whole rainbows and unicorns here, they're going to be in their 60s. I mean, they're going to probably be about to retire or retired already. So if they waited for that money that long, I mean, I don't see the point, right? So here's the thing. I get that you don't want to touch your capital because you would feel a lot better just living off the income. But what you really need, step number one, is to have that retirement plan, is to have that projection, like those financial projections that are going to show you that it's possible to enjoy life and probably enjoy it even more than you thought at retirement, meaning spending more money for you, for your spouse, for your children and grandchildren. Imagine that you can bring all the family to Disney World or down south, like by the beach for a full week, like every 2 or 3 years. I mean, that would be crazy, right? Imagine of like all those memories that you could think that you could build with them, or you could like invite them to your house, support them financially, help them buying a house, or pay for education for your grandchildren, all of those things that you could see happening if you are able to withdraw money from your portfolio. But you only be able to do that if you have a solid financial projections, right? So even before you start investing the money, before even you think about, should I go ETF investing, or should I go stock picking, or should I go with mutual funds or buy an annuity? I mean, there are so many different types of products, right, that you can buy to help you invest. And speaking of which, I have a guide looking at 20 income focused products for retirees that you can download at retirementloop.ca/income. So you're going to have the pros, the cons. It's rated by stars. It's simplified. You will understand each of those products, and you'll be able to create the package of the number of products that you need for your plan. So you can go check it out at retirementloop.ca. That's retirementloop.ca/income. So, right. So you have your financial projections. It is, you optimize your tax with that. You know where you're going to withdraw money from which account at which time and why. Because if you know all of the answers to all of those questions, you don't have to worry about the future anymore. You know that you're well set. Now it's time to look at your investment strategy. You have this big chunk of money. Maybe it's invested already, maybe it's not. So first things first, you need to know what is your risk tolerance. And your risk tolerance is like we say that in the market, but really it's like your tolerance to volatility. Because risk is one thing, the volatility is another. I mean, if you invest in the stock market for a very, very long time, thinking you're retiring in your 60s, so you're going to have more than 20 years to live in a positive scenario, well, that means that you're going to go through several bull and bear markets, but in the end, there's no risk because the money will gradually grow. The problem in the meantime is the volatility. And it's even worse. I mean, if you have no plan, because then you're thinking, well, what if I have to sell shares when the portfolio is down? And this is a real risk. So that's why you need to plan first. And then you need to know, okay, so if I have a plan, I don't have the withdrawal risk because it's already part of the plan. It's already figured out. I already ran the pessimistic scenario, so I know exactly what's going to happen if the market crashes. I have like a safety net over there and it's all good. So that's first. And then the volatility tolerance. Are you able to sleep well at night at the age of 67 and your portfolio is down $150,000 this year? Maybe yes, maybe no. So that is the type of question you need to know. So then it will determine how much money into safe investments, such as like GICs and bonds and cash accounts, which I know don't generate returns that much. And I totally get that. But if you wake up one day and you panic sell, it's not going to help you, right? You're not going to make the returns. So some people are able to ride index, like fully invested in stocks, or I'm 100% invested in equities as well. And I can't care less if my portfolio goes down by 25%. But some other people are not able to do that, and that's totally fine. It's about knowing you. Remember, like the lessons I told you about the half marathon, you're not competing with your neighbors or with the market or with me. You're doing this for yourself. So once you know how much money in the safe part and how much money in the stock part or equity part is made, now it's the next step where you have to ask yourself, do I have the time, the interest, and the knowledge to manage my portfolio? Time, if you have interest, you're going to make time. And if you have interest, you're going to make time and you're going to make knowledge, right? So it doesn't matter if you don't have the time right now and the interest, which the time and the knowledge. What is really important is to have the interest. If you're interested in knowing more about financial strategies, in reading, listening, watching videos, and so on, then you can start invest by your own. There are great resources out there to help you understand how it's going, how to build your portfolio, how the market is going up or going down, and to clear the market noise. I mean, I run dividendstocksrock.com for that reason, but there are other, depending on your strategy, you can also have this kind of support, which helps. But the point is really to have a clear strategy and do not go for something that offers you a promise without understanding what it is. I mean, if you want to go for target funds, for example, I'm not saying they're good, I'm not saying they're bad, but if you don't understand how mutual target funds work, I mean, it's a great solution for some people and it's a terrible one for some others. So you need to understand how it works. And actually, the guide that I have made is helping you understand those details. So again, it's retirementloop.ca/income for the 20 income focused product guide. So now that you understand what you own and why you own it, thank you, Peter Lynch, for that quote, because it's amazing. Now you'll be able to deploy your money. And how fast should you do it? Well, if you were invested before with your previous advisor, you should invest right away, because it's not because you just change advisor, you're changing strategy, that you should treat it as it used to be cash money. No, it used to be invested. So invested before, invested today, you just lay out your plan and then you start investing. I know it's scary. I know you fear to invest all your money right before the market crashes. So if you don't have this conviction, well, go 1/3 right now 1/3 in 3-4 months, and then 1/3 in another 3-4 months. So regardless if we are about to enter into a market crash or not, you're going to gradually integrate the market with your money. And now it's going to be a lot easier, because if it's going down, well, you're going to average down. Most of the time, market crashes don't last more than 6 to 9 months. They don't go down for like 3 years in a row, but they could take 3 years to come back. So it's important to be invested, to make the portfolio work for you, generate income, of course, and to have that plan. So, all right, Moose, I hope that this has helped you if you are on that fence, not knowing how to start your journey into retirement. You have to start by having a financial projection that covers all angles. And when it's done, you start investing. It's important that you understand the pros, the cons of the strategy you have selected so you can stick to it for the next 20 years. That are the crucial parts if you are about to invest today. So, all right, Moose, enjoy your weekend. We're going to talk again on Monday. And until then, don't forget to stay invested.